the recognized symbol of excellence in collecting podcasts.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. This is a show where we talk about action figures, toys, collectibles, and all that sort of thing. So if that's what you're into, you have come to the right place. My name is John Sargent.
And my name is Christian McGann.
We have got a monster show for you today. We are going to review and go over all of the toys for the 1998 smash hit Small Soldiers. We've got monstrous news this week because it is WrestleMania weekend, and Marvel did a live stream, plus all of the other toy companies, Uncle Todd, everybody never disappoints. And then we're going to break into some of our FOMO purchases that we either have had or might have in the future. So today is stacked. You guys can follow along with the show on Instagram. We're at Mighty Champions. It's a great place to get in touch with us. And we would love it if you reviewed the show wherever you're listening to us. I know we've got a lot of new listeners lately. So if you haven't taken the time to review us, please do so. We love that you guys are here listening to us. It's super humbling that you guys would take the time to listen to us ramble about Small Soldiers, or anything else that we're, blabbering about. But we appreciate you, so if you could hit us with a review, that would be awesome. All right, Christian, it has been another one of those weeks where it feels like a year, but maybe it was 2 days, and who the heck knows. Did you get any toy purchases in this week?
No toy purchases. Got some good baseball work in, though, and I've talked to you quite a bit about baseball, my battle with baseball, the mental battles of baseball, my neuroticism when it comes to baseball.
You live upstairs quite a bit.
I live upstairs, and I can't help the other people that live up there with me. So I'm there hitting earlier this week, actually yesterday. I'm in there hitting yesterday, and they have a Hit Tracks, right? Hit Tracks is like a $30,000 machine. It's a sensor that will give you immediate feedback for ball flight metrics, how hard you hit the ball, where it goes. You can choose whichever stadium that you want to hit at. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Usually if I go there, there's other people using it. If they're little kids, and if it's like a dad and their son or whatever, typically what I do is I just go, I get like warmed up really, really fast. I put on my batting gloves, I grab my bat, and I just stand there intimidating the father. Basically to be like, hey, I'm here to do work.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm about to put on a show.
And it's like the kids using it, and it's like, hey man, that's great. 25 mile an hour off the bat. Have fun with it. Get out. So I'm like, and like the dad is just like looking back over his shoulder, like, and then they'll leave. And it's funny because like a lot of the times I'm not really that rude, because they'll be like, do you need to get in here? And I'll just say, take your time. I'm warming up or whatever. But sometimes if they just like are pretending to not acknowledge me or do things along those lines, then I'm like, then I'll go up there and I'll just stand there. And then like sometimes they'll leave.
Yeah.
And like the last time, the guy just like, they pack their stuff and then they just take off. He won't even look at me. And I'm just like, good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but also like, come on now. So anyway, lately I've been like hitting in there, and I'm like hitting these, the baseballs, man. It's like, and I get it, because I work at your gym, right? I'm a trainer at your gym. You know what business is like. It's like, if there are things you really don't need to fix or don't need to replace, because replacing a treadmill is a $3,500 price tag.
Right.
Like, if you don't really have to do it, then it's like, we're going to see how long we can ride without it becoming a necessity.
Right.
And I get that. That's probably true for them. A bucket of baseballs, training baseballs, is probably $200 or something like that. And the machine, the bearings on it are whistling and doing all kinds of stuff, whatever. The Hit Tracks itself is, again, it's $30,000. To work on it, it's $200 an hour, whatever they tell me. So I get it. But man, like, the baseballs feel like I'm hitting loaded baked potatoes. Okay?
From Wendy's.
Dude, straight up. And so like I'll like hit some, and I'll look at the Hit Tracks for like the exit velocity feedback, And over the off season, I trained ungodly hard to make sure that I can hit the ball hard. I pushed myself to the upper limits and saw myself hit baseballs that of major league level. Okay, and I'm not even joking. And I'm hitting those things, man, and it's freaking like 67 off the bat. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm thinking, is there something wrong physically? Did I lose? And I'm like, there's no way. I've been training just as hard in the gym. I've been swinging the bat just as much. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And then I'm like, okay, so I go and grab a real baseball out of my bag and I put it in the machine. They tell you, like, don't do that because it's not calibrated or whatever. And so anyway, like, it's got...
Well, then maybe they shouldn't have, like, Nerf balls.
Dude, I'm like, man, you want to make a guy who's, you know...
I was trying to think of the name of that toy that's like a tiny bouncy ball with the little, like, the millions of, like, rubber strings sticking out of it. You know what I'm talking... Cush ball. Do you know what a cush ball is?
No.
We'll get to that at another time when we finish the story.
We'll do an entire episode.
The old people listen to this podcast just had a core memory unlocked.
Yeah, well, this one's more like something you get from Longhorn Steakhouse. Put mushrooms on it if you want. That's what it feels like I'm hitting.
Blue cheese.
So anyway, I'm like, go in there and I like the baseball, my baseball comes out. You can see it clearly because it's like a used baseball. These are like white, gray balls or whatever that they normally have. All automatically, the sound off the bat is different, whatever. And it's 10 mile an hour more. And I'm like, okay. Like, I legitimately was going to go in there and like ask them and be like, hey, you know, like, is there a way I can put like, and I realized I would be going in there simply because of my ego. And I'm like, but also like, man, I'm walking in there 6 foot, 250 pounds, feeling powerful. I leave 4 foot, 360 pounds. That's what it feels like.
In this scenario, you're the only person that uses that metaphor and gets fat instead of small.
Exactly. It's like I get shorter but fatter. And I'm like, come on, man. So anyway, and like a lot of the times, you know, like, so anyway, that's been sort of the battle of the week, but I feel like, you know, sneaking my own baseballs in there is the way to go. It's the way to go. And
dude, if they're not going to upkeep it, you got to do what you got to do.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm like, man. And like, I don't want to be, because we see that all the time, dude. We work at a gym. People come into the office and they're like,
do wacky stuff.
They're like, hey, you know, can we get a new $10,000 machine? Is that too much to ask for? And you're just like, hey, why don't you, rather than sitting on your back and trying to leg press the Smith machine, like, why don't you go use something that makes more sense? So we get it, and I don't want to be that guy. And it's like, okay, but, you know, like, really, that's not what matters.
Yeah.
Getting out on the field, facing a live pitcher, hitting the baseball, letting ball flight do it. Dude, I'm telling you, I had not hit a ball over 300 feet this entire week. I get done, and it's 117 feet traveled. I'm like, cool, I got it to the third baseman. Thanks. So anyway, man, that's been my week. No toy purchases, but
hey man, best of luck to you this week.
You know what? I'm still growing. So when I walk out yesterday, I was able to mark my height on the on the entrance, and I got up to 4 feet tall. So
I had a really funny week at martial arts, dude. So there's this girl who's been coming in on like a trial kind of thing to see if she wants to stick around full time. She's really nice. She's like 21, real athletic, and like kind of I mean this as a compliment, hyperactive, like hyper-active, and she just really is enthusiastic about kicking stuff. She just wants to kick stuff. And she's got a really good attitude. So I do class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on Tuesday, I chose her to work with because I had been out for a week. And I just wanted somebody that's got some, you know, energy to them to like pull me up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working with her, but she's not really like experienced. And we're doing a lot of stuff that requires you to check with your shin, which means like block a kick with your shin. If you're doing that full speed, somebody's going to be in a lot of pain. We're not doing it at full speed. You're not even necessarily meant to touch, but you're going to. It's just part of the game. So we clanged shins a lot. And every time it happened, I looked at her and said, "Are you okay?" And she looked at me befuddled as to why I was asking. I'm in tears, dude. I'm in a lot of pain every time. It hits your shin on the coffee table. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks. And so it happened like 20 times then. So kickboxing ends. The homies come in for advanced class. We're doing all this kind of stuff. And I'm telling them this story, right? These are all guys who are way more experienced than me. And I'm telling them, every time we clank shins, she doesn't register it at all. And they're like going, what is she made out of? Like, how is that possible? You guys both connected, right? Yeah. So it's this like funny thing that's happening. The next day, Guru texts me to say, like, you know, customary, hey, good job. Here's what's going on this week. And I send him a picture of my legs that look like I owe the mob money. And I tell him this story of what was going on, that she's...
Can I have a new partner next time? She's bullying me.
She's sent from the future to destroy me. She's got a metal endoskeleton.
John Connor.
Yeah. So I'd say that to him.
Yeah.
We go in Thursday, and it's kind of graduation, which, long story short, is everybody working with everybody, super high pace. Guru's walking around, good job, hyping people up. Hey, Sloan, John likes it when you beat him up in front of everybody, right? He does it 2 or 3 times. He makes this comment about how she's kicking my ass.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he said it a couple of times, and I was like, okay, like, not what happened, but haha, right? I'm laughing it off.
You're like, time to beat up a girl.
Kickboxing ends, go into advanced class, doing that, focused on that, and she's off to the side with him, and she's, what I presume, I haven't had this confirmed yet, I presume she's signing up to stick around.
Yeah.
Right? Which is cool. And while they're doing that, he makes another comment, and he said something about like, oh yeah, like, I'm sparring with somebody. And he goes, oh yeah, you should be happy that it's not Sloan or whatever. And I just blurt out, she can't hurt me. Like, and I'm like, I have to destroy her now.
Yeah.
Right?
She's right behind me.
Like, you versus the 10-year-olds, and I have to beat the crap out of a 20-year-old girl to get my punk card back now.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I was like, I didn't put myself in this position. Like, I was put in this position.
Yeah.
So I got to do what I got to do.
Well, hopefully John defends his aunt. Have you fought her since?
No, this was this week.
It's just you waking up saying her name. Like,
she's in trouble next week.
Dude.
As far as toys go, I picked up a Kyle O'Reilly AEW Jazzwares on clearance at Walmart for $18, which I'm stoked about. I'm going to put together the whole Undisputed Era. I bought Roderick Strong from Ringside Collectibles, and the two of them and Adam Cole, baby, are going to be the Undisputed Era in my shelf, and they're going to be the gatekeepers. Anybody that I don't like as much as them can't make it in. And anybody I like more than them, they're in. So now I have a standard bearer for who can get into my shelf, which is exciting. But yeah, that was pretty much it for me toys-wise this week. Kind of a slow toy week. I presume the upcoming weeks are going to be ludicrous.
You know, I believe in good things that are coming, and I think the more that we prolong the decision to buy toys, I mean, one, we are in a toyless
Austin, Texas, the toyless nightmare. We're gonna get a shirt, dude.
I mean,
shirt.
It's eventually it's just enough is enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but enough is enough.
Yeah, I've had enough. All right, you ready to review Small Soldiers?
Send in the major artillery, the buzzsaw tank. Special delivery from Slam Fist. Commandos always win. I see it differently.
And for the most realistic combat action, it's new Small Soldiers Karate Fighters.
Ah!
Small Soldiers, big battles! Small Soldiers Karate Fighters comes with Chip and Archer. Other figures and vehicles sold separately.
Small Soldiers. This movie comes up a lot on the podcast when you kind of interviewed some of the toy soldiers / your bandmates. They each brought it up, right? It's come up in the news, I think, a couple of times. It came up on our Halloween episode because you're scared of it. It's in our list of required viewing on Letterboxd. Mighty Champions required viewing if you guys are movie fans or toy fans or Letterboxd fans, go check that list out. It's released in July of 1998. I am going from 8th grade to freshman year at the time. It's directed by Joe Dante, who directed Gremlins, so obviously like big bona fides as far as that goes.
So is the driver's name is Joe?
That guy's in Gremlins. That guy's a major part of the movie Gremlins.
Okay, because when it says directed by Joe Dante,
that's who's on screen.
He's on screen.
Yeah.
And then Alan walks up and is like, "Hey, Joe." And I was like, "Oh, is that supposed to be the guy?"
I think that's just a kind of a nod.
Okay.
And also David Cross's password is Gizmo, who is the main character of Gremlins.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Never seen
Very
Gremlins.
self-referential. It is rated PG-13. It's got a...
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was PG.
Nope. PG-13.
I'm not supposed to watch that, John.
It's got a runtime of 1 hour and 40 minutes. It is produced by DreamWorks, Universal, and Amblin, Steven Spielberg's company. It has a budget of $40 million, but it made $71 million. So, pretty dang good. On Letterboxd, it's got a 3.3. On IMDb, it's got a 6.3. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 50%. 5-0. The cast is crazy, dude. I'm not going to go through the whole cast, but Kirsten Dunst, Dennis Leary, Phil Hartman, David Cross, Jay Moores, Kevin Dunn, Tommy Lee Jones, Frank Langella, Ernest Borgnine, Jim Brown, Bruce Dern, George Kennedy, Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Christina Ricci. Yeah, dude, there's some heavy hitters in this movie. All right, let's do this. Let's kind of break down the plot a little bit real quick, then go through the pros and cons, or the stuff we liked, the stuff we didn't like so much. So as far as the plot goes, essentially what you have here, if you guys haven't seen this movie, and I would imagine there's probably some people listening to this podcast that either haven't seen it or haven't seen it in a very long time. We're not a movie podcast, so they're probably not going to go out of their way to watch it, then listen to it. You should. You should watch it. It is on the required viewing.
Before we get into that, when we talked about this, you were like, "Let's do it," and I was like, "Okay, good." You're like, "We're gonna probably have to rent it because it's nowhere to stream."
Yeah. I paid $4 to watch this.
Yes, me too. But before then, I looked it up on Google and it was like where to watch, and it had all the things. Of course, they're making it more complicated. Anytime I want to watch a movie, it's never on a streaming thing. It's always like you got to have an add-on to freaking Paramount Plus or whatever. And then anyway, it says Pluto TV. And I was like, oh, I think we have the Pluto app on our phone. So then I go to Pluto, and then it's like something you got to log in for. Samantha, I'm like, I have her do it just in case she gets hacked or whatever, so it's her bank account, not mine.
Under the bus.
Under the bus. And then so she does it, and I'm like, okay, crack my knuckles, made some low-cal pizza. Nice. I'm getting ready to rock and roll. Push play, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, why is it in Spanish? So I go to try to change this.
Yo soy Major Chip Hazard.
Dude, I was like, oh, maybe I accidentally... Nope. Okay, this is just the Spanish version. She's laughing, and I'm just like, Sacagawea. So then I had to freaking go, buy it.
Pay the $4.
So I was like, man, I thought I found it, and so anyway, funny.
So yeah, basically what the movie is about is a Apple sort of company purchases a toy company. Dennis Leary plays the head of Apple. He wants to make bigger, better, badder toys, and so he suggests military guys versus monsters, essentially. And Jay Moore and David Cross are responsible for making them. They don't have enough time to do it, so they put state-of-the-art 1000X military chips into them. They ship out the guy from Gremlins, drops them off at some kid's toy store.
Which, if anybody wants to know what the toy stores are like in Austin, it's that place.
Wooden trains.
Yep. Plastic butt cracks,
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's anything that you don't want. And they make it where the kid goes in there and he's just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to come in here. I wanted to go to Toy World.
Yeah.
That's John and I right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to come into this
Yeah,
place.
if you're wondering, when we're talking about the toyless nightmare, think about the frickin' dentist office toys in that shop, right?
Yes.
That Kevin Dunn runs, that he's the exact same person he is in every movie.
Correct.
And the bad guy military guys end up trying to hunt down the good guy Gorgonites, and it turns into gremlins. Like the town is under siege, right? Basically, because these tiny monsters.
Or two families, yeah.
Yeah, a house.
Yeah, a house, essentially. Yeah.
A store and a house.
Yeah.
Are basically under siege from these militant toys. So let's go through the stuff that we like loved about it, right? I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really good. Like the Stan Winston is responsible for the effects, right? I don't know if he's responsible for the CGI. I don't think that was his thing, but the practical toys that are like, what are they, like probably 12 inches?
Yeah.
13 inches? They're big.
Yeah, they are.
In the movie. They're really big. And he made the actual practical toys and like puppeteering and all that kind of stuff, because a lot of it is practical puppets. Mm-hmm. And they all look really good. The Commando Elites, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
The character designs of each of them is really, really fun, I think. And some of the Gorgonites. And then I really liked the end of the movie. Like, because there's a thing that happens in movies about toys, like, even like Chucky and things like that.
We're saying this is your second time having seen this movie since 1998.
Have not seen this movie since 1998. When we start breaking down the toys, I've got a core memory that was unlocked by this that I'll get into.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't seen this since it came out.
Right.
I had no recollection of firsthand viewing of this movie. I also really loved the end of the movie. Not really loved. That's extreme. But I did enjoy the like violence that was it felt like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Like stuck in a house with like nails and stuff coming through the windows.
Right.
And like the parents are now on board and all that kind of stuff. It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
What were your highlights?
I mean, obviously, like, you know, just the aesthetic of everything is so burned into my skull. Like the genius of the movie, the literal genius of the movie is we're going to make a toy movie, which, thinking back about it, I'm pretty sure this has to be somewhat of a response to Toy Story.
I think it's a little bit of a response to Toy Story, and it's a response to the Gulf War.
Maybe.
It is.
Okay.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, probably.
It's a response to the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
It's a response to selling war to children.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's commentarying on, or attempting to comment on.
Freak, yeah. But if you think about it, which I don't have any proof of this, I would almost imagine that's why they chose to go PG-13. Because it's sort of adultish, right? The violence is kind of shocking.
I would suggest PG-13 is something that they accidentally did.
Maybe.
They probably just couldn't get the violence down in the editing process to get a PG.
So Toy Story comes out. It's widely loved. People freak out about it. It's the first of its kind to do these like animation things. I would imagine this is probably a response to Toy Story. And what would it look like if it was actually a scary movie?
Yeah.
Then the ideas evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved. And then that they're like, but we're going to place this in real life and not just in an animated movie. And that, you know, so I do think that now thinking about it, I'm like, that probably is a response to Toy Story. But I think the genius of the movie is the fact that they were like, hey, we're going to have this hypothetical toy company come out and we're going to create this line of toys that actually make them, that they're so good. The Commando Elites and the Gorgonites, the names, the designs, everything is so toyetic. Literally, it's so toyetic. This could have been an animated series without this being a movie about making toys. It could just be an animated series about these characters. This could, if this were the 80s, there would have been
That's what it would have been for sure.
It would have spun off into being their own show.
I think that's what the movie is too, is a little bit of a response to the 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's trying to 90s the stuff from the 80s.
Think about it. 1996, Jingle All the Way. There's something about toys was like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Tickle Me Elmo had just happened.
Yeah. And it's a genius way to tell like a funny story. I put like funny in quotations. It's a funny story about what if this were to happen because of the way tech companies, the Joe guy, the delivery driver, he's like, oh, I see a world where one giant corporation owns everything. And I'm like, that's crazy, Joe.
Yeah.
Because that's almost how it is now.
Yeah, you nailed it, Joe.
But then you are like, hey, here's the toys from the movie that's about toys, but we also have this genius thing where now all these kids have toys. It works, you know. It's like Turbo Man. It's like, I don't even know. Like they made toys for a movie that also they get to make toys for and make money from the merchandise. Dude, some of the swag in like, I think when they're first like launching them, there's like swag in the background, like shirts and stuff like that. That I'm like,
Yeah,
my God.
The in-movie merch is
The
dope.
in-movie merch is amazing.
That's for the Commando Elites, not for Small Soldiers.
Yeah,
because the movie is called Small Soldiers,
Exactly.
but it has nothing to do with anything
They
inside.
never even say that one time ever.
Yeah.
But I think that is, I don't know. I think it's just you're going to disagree with this, but the memorable, like I think it's extremely memorable. The colors.
I
the
don't disagree with it
aesthetic.
at all.
Yeah.
I think it's dependent on what age you were when you found it.
I would say that too, and I would say that this could potentially go into a con sort of arena, but I think that
You want to start Small Soldiers Con?
No. I'm saying like a con, as in like a pros and cons.
Oh, got
you
it,
know what I'm
got it,
saying?
got it.
I'm saying I think maybe it's weird because I remember the characters being more than what they were. You know, like I remember Insaniac just feeling like, and if they really didn't give you, even with Alan, they were like, he's a bad boy who's been kicked out.
You just hear about it.
Yeah, he's a bad boy that's been kicked out of school, but they don't even really give you that at all. And then his dad's disapproving, and his dad actually is a jerk. I'm like, his dad's a psycho.
Yeah,
his dad's a psycho.
His dad's like kind of got rage problems.
Yeah, and then the mom is sort of like, oh, she's supposed to be like the peaceful, like kind of like yoga Zen lady, and then all of a sudden she's like a tennis player at the very end. I don't know. It was just like that type of stuff was kind of funny. Also, the boyfriend, where's he at? Right, he got attacked by the Barbies, and then like he's gone. So anyway, long story short, I think they did an amazing job at capturing like what it was like, or what it's like to create a toy line that actually has ground to stand on just for the sake of a movie. But even looking back at it, it's G.I. Joe. It's like, you know, Predator, Alien, like that type of vibe. Like it has the same foundation that those things could stand on if they actually were real.
Yeah. So let's get into the stuff we didn't like. I just feel like it was like a near miss. I feel like it is probably a cult classic, and that if you were younger, if you were 10 or younger in 1998, or whenever you discovered this movie, it's got the sights and sounds to get its hooks into you, and you probably would still love it. I think if you're older, if you're like I was like 13, and just a little bit more discerning, not necessarily discerning, it didn't hook me. And then now I am discerning. I'm overly discerning. I'm neurotic, and like you know, I just dissect everything. I didn't feel like any characters, none of the human characters. The human characters are god awful, but the toy characters weren't fully fledged enough to be characters. They're walking sound bites. But
they work though.
But I don't think it does.
Everybody's memory of these characters, it worked.
But there's not. Do you think there's a big nostalgia for this movie?
Yes.
You do?
Oh, 100%.
Why isn't it being reproduced the same way that Real Ghostbusters is, or the way that why isn't it coming back? I don't think there's a market for it.
I do. They're expensive. The toys are expensive.
Old ones. Yeah.
Yeah. The toys are expensive. Like people that I've come across, that people who do not interact with anything about this podcast have commented on said topics about this podcast and be like, small soldiers. And it's like, there you go. And like,
because you're the exact age.
But that's what I'm saying.
Of
like,
the people who it would get hooks in, but it doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
like other stuff does, like G.I. Joe does.
Yeah, G.I. Joe does, but because
let's keep it in movies.
Yeah.
Like other movies, like Gremlins does. Gremlins appeals to all ages.
I've never seen
And
it.
it's the exact same thing.
I think if I watched Gremlins, I would probably be coming to the same conclusion.
You hate everything.
I love specific things. Yes, you know what? I'm okay to say that. There's a lot that I don't like, but it's okay because not everybody has good ideas.
Objectively classic movie that you've never seen. But what I'm saying is it could have been a lot better if they would have given a little more. I think what it was the cost of animation to make the toys move and talk, so their screen time had to be like regulated, not limited. They're on screen a lot.
Yeah,
it's not like they're missing. They're not like Jaws, but they're not fully fledged characters that, and I don't think they really convey either they're just toys who think they're alive, and it doesn't fully convey they're actually alive. And it lives in this in-between zone that doesn't allow me to attach myself to the conflict. So then it's just sort of washing over me. Does that make sense?
I think yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is that I'm just...
But the Commando Elites look so sick, right? And Archer looks so kind that you're like, I don't want him to die. And I think that's...
He looks like my cat in the face. It's crazy.
But I think that's the extent of why you don't want him to die, is just because he looks like something that's cute that you don't want to die.
He blinks. He blinks. And when the cat is like loving on him, he's got a smile on his face, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is he alive?
He is a modern reflection of
Oh my God, what is happening right now? I don't feel like it's something you should have to think about. I think you should be able to definitively say...
he's not. He's a toy. He's a toy.
Then I don't care if he dies.
You're evil.
I hope Sid blows him up if he's just a toy. Right? Because Woody is not just a toy, so I don't want him to get blown up.
42-year-old man complains about the fact that he couldn't emotionally connect with toys. He wanted them to be alive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't care if it dies if it's just a toy. And there's also 20,000 more Archers out there in the world.
Okay. But you know who did care? Alan and the rest of the Gorgonites, you monster. You're the real monster. You.
All right, that's our review of the movie. Let's get into the toys. So the original line is released by, you guessed it, Kenner. Baby. And there's a massive toy line that comes out that drops. I don't know when these release, but they had to have released prior to the movie.
Probably pre the movie, yeah.
Usually that's how it happens. Yeah. Oh, time out. Got to tell you my story.
Tell it.
So, actually, you know what? I'll save it because we're going to get into the Burger King toys, and it has to do with that.
Gotcha.
So we'll go through the Kenner ones. So they have a 3D figure painter, which is I think just a model that you paint.
Yeah.
Of Archer. There's one, so that must not have taken off. And then in the basic series, you've got, and these are, I think the basic series are 6-inch, which is weird to me because in the movie they're huge.
Yeah,
they're like the size of a cat in the movie. So it's kind of obviously that would be very expensive, but I felt like they would have been,
See, as from somebody who played with toys and told just Oscar-worthy stories with my toys, 6 inches actually makes more sense. I think even from a young kid, because the Archer that I had was 6 inches, and it felt better because playing with something.
Is this the one that you had? This regular,
regular 6-inch right
basic
there,
with the red sash.
With the red, yep, exactly.
Okay. And then, so there's 4 Archers, right? So there's Arrow Strike, Crossbow, Battle Changing, Battle Damage, and Ultra Armor.
Yep.
3 of those, none of that happened in the movie. So Kenner doing Kenner things, right?
Yeah.
Same thing they do with Batman, same thing they do with a lot of these toys that we bring up is just Kenner just taking Kenner liberties. There might be another shirt idea there somewhere about Kenner just making stuff up to do toy stuff. You got Brick Bazooka, who is pretty prominent in the movie. He Brick Bazooka reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. like knife in his mouth, like crawling around trying to kill people.
You know what's funny is watching that movie, I don't have the answers yet for what I'm about to say, but watching the movie and the character designs of both the Gorgonites and the Commando Elites, I'm like, dude, I know people who look like these characters. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't have their names yet. I will. But I'm like, man, I know some people that look like some of these Gorgonites, man.
You Gorgonite looking. And then we've got battle damaged Chip Hazard, which is in like red. We've got electro charged Chip Hazard, which does he get electrocuted? Is he the one that went in the power lines?
Yeah, so because his eye is kind of jacked up, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He goes like Terminator, basically.
Yep.
Platoon leader, which is your standard Chip Hazard. Let's take a second to just talk about what Chip Hazard looks like, dude. Like, they really took the time, Stan Winston really took the time to make sure that this did not look like Toy Story, and that it did not look like G.I. Joe, and that it looked like its own thing, and nailed it. Like, this movie doesn't get talked about a lot. It's kind of lost to time. But from a character design perspective, he did as good a job on this as he did on Terminator and Alien and Predator.
I guarantee you, if I was wearing a Small Soldiers shirt today, with this of something on it like him, and then whatever, if I walked out there today, I guarantee you, 15 people are gonna be like, "Love the shirt, bro."
I don't think it's as big as you think it is.
I think because you just missed it. You missed your chance. You know what I'm saying? There's movies that you would talk about right now that were before Batman '89. I do not like that movie.
That's fine.
So,
but you can't argue that it wasn't a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying.
I'm talking about the size of it, not how much you love it. Get over yourself.
911.
Like you cannot compare Small Soldiers to Batman '89.
I'm just telling you.
Because you're upset.
I'm just telling you. There's just, like, because your innocence had been gone by that time, John.
It did not stay in the zeitgeist. It didn't stick around like some stuff does. And I'm using Gremlins as a comparison because it's the same director and it's the same plot. It's the same movie. And then you've got, Flat Shoe with Nibble. Is Nibble in this movie? Is Flat Shoe in this movie?
Flat Shoe is mentioned in this movie. And Chase, who was on the Love Letter to 90s Toy Lines, talked in detail about Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
And how meaningful it was to him. He was 30, he's 37, I think. So he's slightly younger. And he tells the story about going to Universal Studios or whatever, or something, when there was a Small Soldiers exhibit and they had toys there. And the only one that was left was Flat Shoe. And it was like, son of a gun.
Nobody likes you, Booster.
Exactly. It was literally just living out.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. As I'm looking at it right now, I'm like, don't remember ever seeing that guy in the movie.
They talk about him in the beginning. He says Flat Shoe, and it's like flatulence or something like that.
And then you've got Frankenstein battle charging. They don't think they ever call him Frankenstein in the movie. I think the kid recognizes that his name Frank is like Frankenstein, but I don't think he's named
Freakenstein.
Don't they just call him Frank?
No, his name is it was something else. Crap, it was Gorgatron or something like that. And then he got like
they use the radio and put it back together.
And then he's like, "Wow, you're like Frankenstein." And then I think they just called him Freakenstein from out there.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He's got two figures because he's got Freakenstein Pounding Battle Club. Mm-hmm. And then we've got Insaniac Spin Fury Battle Action. Kip, who is a Commando Elite battle changing. Nick Nitro. I don't recall Nick Nitro he's in the movie, but he doesn't really do anything. I think he just like laughs and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at this Witch Doctor Insaniac, and I'm looking at it, and then earlier this week I got a text message from Mikey, who was on the Bigger, Badder, Better episode, to which he sends me a photo of all of his old toys, and he has the Witch Doctor.
He does.
Insaniac.
The evidence.
I've also called him Insaniac because Mikey, when he's very hyper, very similar to Insaniac.
Punch It and Slam Fist. So those are the regular standard Small Soldier figures that are available. There's not a ton of them.
Right.
And then there's little die-cast things that are kind of like Micro Machine-ish. Buzzsaw tank, razor blade chopper, skate-a-pult, power drill cycle. These have nothing to do with the movie. And then Karate Fighters, dude. I was telling you about Karate Fighters a few episodes back. It's like basically Rock'em Sock'em robots that have been evolved, where like they spin and kick and punch and do all this stuff. I think that's how we settle this debate: is get the Chip Hazard versus Archer Karate Fighters. Whoever wins, this movie is either dog water or it's a classic. And then you've got your large 12-inch ones. Some of them talk, some of them don't. You guys hear the dog snoring in the background. So you've got Archer, 12 inches. There's one that talks and there's one that doesn't talk. I'm more curious what the price difference was. And then you've got Major Chip Hazard, one that talks and one that doesn't talk. I don't know why. Poor kids would have got the non-talking ones. I would actually, as much as I didn't love this movie, I would get a talking Chip Hazard from toy history perspective. That matters for sure.
And I hope he would come to life and tie you up.
There's micro playsets, again, kind of tying into the Mighty Max Micro Machine kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Archer's Battle Headquarters, Nick Nitro's Roving Battle Headquarters. Why is head in quotations? Punch It's Battle Head. Oh, because it's a head. I see. It's a Mighty Max kind of thing. Punch It's Battle Headquarters. Attack Zone's Kitchen Combat Site. So there's kind of Mighty Max little versions of it. And then there were two vehicles, the Buzzsaw tank and the Ground Assault vehicle. I guess you can't really market a nail gun tied to a skateboard or whatever, whatever, to an RC car or whatever they had going on in the movie. So those are the Kenner products. In addition to that, there were Burger King kids meals releases. So this is where my story comes in. So I'm watching this movie, right? Full disclosure, I'm not loving it. And then the kid opens the dumpster and he finds the hiding Gorgonites, and they kind of pop out one by one, right? And when Insaniac pops out and starts spinning around, my entire 8th grade year came flooding back to me as I remember that me and my buddy Noah in 8th grade had this project where we had to develop a product and then pitch the product in class. The product that we pitched was for home defense. It was called El Babo, and it was an Insaniac Burger King Kids Club toy with all of the guns that we could find in my room glued to it. And we sold it basically as a roving home security. That we didn't even... This is before the movie came out, so we didn't know any of the characteristics of Insaniac or that he spins or anything like that. We just saw what it looked like. And still told people, buy this because it'll walk around your house at night and kill stuff.
And you want to criticize this movie, and the best you could come up with was El Babo?
The movie hadn't even come out yet. We had no idea what to attach to this.
Okay.
So Burger King gives you a Chip Hazard, a Brick Bazooka, a Nick Nitro, Butch's Battle Freakenstein, Rip-Roaring Kip Killigan. Who's Kip Killigan?
He's one of the Commando Elites.
Was he in the Kenners?
I think he's, let's see. He's the Mohawk one, I believe.
Is he Mohawk? I don't think
he's, it's Nick Nitro.
He doesn't have a Kenner.
That's a good question.
The only way you're getting Kip Killigan is from Burger King. We've got Crawling Link Static. Who's Link Static?
They all are in there. That's all the guys' names. But I don't know why there are no toys.
I don't think they all.
No. Kip Killigan got a. He's got a toy.
He's got a Kenner.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's just called Kip. Yeah, battle charging Kip.
That's probably why Killigan is like a.
Gotta kill again. Yeah. You've got a Slam Fist and two Insaniacs. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, which one did I have? Bobbling or laughing? I need to know which one's El Babo. Boulder, Blasting, Punch It, and Scratch It. Mm-hmm. Is there a Scratch It in Kenner?
I don't.
Oh, he's listed in the vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a Scratch It with power drill cycle with Scratch It. Okay, so he came with the cycle. And a levitating lens Ocula. There are other Small Soldiers like products out there and stuff, but essentially those were the toys. Was the Kenner release and the Burger King release, and I think there's one toy that came from KFC. Like a one major chip hazard, and that's it.
Wow.
And I don't believe that there's been any sort of mainline re-release kind of stuff that has come out since. I don't think there's anybody like developing it now or like recently or anything like that.
There's one guy on Instagram who makes like complete
Customs.
customs that are just like literally spot on. So
I guess we'll end this segment by just kind of talking about you're under the impression that if that was to happen, that it would sell very well.
I think it would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because it's 1998, so like if people in that time frame are like kids, I think it would. I think if you came back and you put out like 12-inch versions of it,
I think that would be the only way.
Yeah.
Is if they were really similar to what you see in the movie.
yeah. I don't think a sequel to the movie would work because they would probably just try to use AI being like the number one thing.
I don't think they'd have a big enough audience
Yeah.
for it either.
I don't think anybody would want it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it. But I think if you re-put it out there again and had like the cardboard cutouts of like that type of stuff, I think it would do well.
I don't know. I wouldn't say either way, honestly. As much as I personally didn't love it, I could absolutely see why you and all these fictional people that live in your head love it.
Dude.
And I'm for it.
I'm coming across people who, again, like don't even buy toys. Literally, we have a fill-in drummer. I went to his house and he was like, he had like 4 action figures and like 2 of them were like John Cena or something like that. The other 2 were Archer and Major.
He likes John Cena. That explains it. So
he was like, dude, he's like, oh, here's a picture of my birthday when I was like 3 years old, and it was a Small Soldier's birthday
party.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I would be in favor of. I would like to be wrong. I wish I would be happy if it did blow up and people liked it, and like because the toys are sick, and I'm just a fan of toys. You know what I'm saying? The movie itself doesn't do anything for me, but I'm happy to be in the minority on that. So get at us at Mighty Champions, because if you want to come at me with a pitchfork or you agree with me or whatever, let's hear it, because let's keep the conversation going about Small Soldiers. But right now we've got a million things in the news that need to be discussed.
New at 11, buyer beware. A local family is outraged over a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy that they bought for their son. It says a variety of phrases, but the family believes one of them includes a swear word that starts with a B.
The news is ludicrous this week. So we're not going to get to a lot of the smaller companies. Some of them just didn't have anything anyways. So we're going to have to stick with some of the heavy hitters because it's a lot. Marvel did a live stream this week, and they showed off some pretty interesting stuff, sometimes not for the right reasons. One thing that they showed was a premium roleplay Cyclops visor.
That's cool.
What do you think of that?
I think that's cool. I think it's like about time we had something like that, because I think with the amount of cosplay and stuff, it just makes it easier. It's like if you already got something, because that would be hard to make if you're a regular cosplayer.
And it's got functions, right? So if you tap the thing on the side, the lights change. It'll narrow so that it looks like a smaller like beam.
Beautiful.
It'll blink.
That's
it does
cool.
all this kind of stuff. It's also a display piece. Mm-hmm. It has a thing that plugs in the back so that you can't see through it when it's just sitting there. And it has a thing that keeps its shape. So It's a display piece and a cosplay piece. Like, that's 1980s engineering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like toy engineering right there. I'm not going to buy it, but I think it's incredibly cool that it exists.
Yeah. That's cool.
Some of the other stuff that Marvel showed us this week were going up for pre-order on April 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern, the Marvel Rivals Punisher. Oh my god. So I've played that game, and it's fine. I think it's a really, really cool game that I don't really care for because I'm old and it's just so fast.
Yeah.
It's so fast. But the Punisher character design and a lot of the character designs I really like. This Punisher figure being like huge. First of all, multiple people reached out to tell me this is what they pictured Warhorse to look like.
Oh, beautiful.
My made-up G.I. Joe, and then immediately he basically comes to life as this Punisher figure.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't collect Marvel Rivals. I'm a one-and-done guy, even though I have multiple Punishers. I might buy this out of total FOMO, which is the basis of upcoming conversation.
Yeah.
They also showed off the Marvel Rivals Moon Knight, which I think also looks really good. I'm not a big Moon Knight guy, but if you are, there's no reason not to buy this Moon Knight. It has 2 capes. One of them's like a fully extended one, and one's like your traditional Marvel Legends rubber cape. It's got a bunch of cool accessories with it. It's a very cool character design. That also goes up for pre-order on April 22nd, general release. In Marvel Rivals, there's also a 2-pack with Venom and the Land Shark Jeff the Land Shark. I know Jeff is really, really popular because of the game right now, but it's essentially a statue. Mm-hmm. It's not articulated, but it does look good. The Venom might be the best Venom ever released. It's enormous.
Yeah.
The character design is dope. It's got the tentacles coming off of it. It's got 2 heads. It looks vicious. I can't picture a Venom that I know of that's been released that's better than this Venom. That. I think if you're somebody that's not super specific about the design necessarily matching whatever shelf, this is the one. If I am super specific, so it can't be the one for me.
Yeah.
But there's also a 2-pack with Spider-Man and Luna Snow from Marvel Rivals. It's a pass for me, but I've never heard of Luna Snow, so that's a pass for me. And then I'm very traditional when it comes to my Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's a very heavily played character in that game. So I think the Gamerverse line still going pretty hot and heavy, I would say, based on these releases. They also showed off, we'll go through these kind of one at a time here, the box Build-A-Figure wave. So this year's Build-A-Figure wave. First up, U.S. Agent. Thoughts?
I could pass on the whole wave. I mean, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this version of U.S. Agent before.
Yeah.
Personally. So heavy pass for me on that one. Then there's Lady Deadpool. That one will sell. Lady Deadpool is an incredibly popular character. I think she's been available in multi-packs before. This might be her first single release. And she comes with the box head, and she's got 2 Uzis and 2 katanas. So if you like Lady Deadpool, I can't picture why you wouldn't buy that.
Yeah.
There is a Psylocke that I don't know this version of Psylocke. I've seen other people being really excited about it. Maybe that's just where my Marvel knowledge kind of doesn't go that deep. But it's a good looking figure. And then Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes, that's going to sell huge. Ghost Rider's huge. That version of Ghost Rider's huge. This is probably the one that was supposed to come with the car that didn't get funded.
Oh, yeah.
Would be my guess.
Just not a fan of that one, man. Not a fan at all.
Have you just never have liked the Robbie Reyes? Mm-hmm. I don't like it more than the traditional one, but I do think it looks cool. Is there 2 versions of that? No, it's just photoed in here twice. You also have the Dark Avengers Hawkeye, which is actually Bullseye. So that one I know people are super stoked on. I don't need it. It's pass for me. And then you have Marvel's Marina from Alpha Flight, who looks like she's selling green beans.
Yeah. Just looks like Fire from DC.
Yeah, but green, yeah.
No, she's green in it's like if she had long hair, it'd be the same exact character.
This entire wave is a pass for me.
Dude, it's bad.
I'm sure there are people out there that are stoked on it, so like happy for them, but it's an absolute pass for me. That wave is going to save me a lot of money. All right, well, I'm going to
There's an Ultimate Wolverine in there that's sucky also. So.
Oh yeah, that was what didn't get pictured in here. Yeah, there's the Ultimates Wolverine. Like, I don't think it's sucky. It just isn't for me.
It's just like Wolverine is always going to be the character that they add in there. That's like
it's always Wolverine.
It's always going to be Wolverine to ensure that people buy this wave. It's like if you have to have a character be the one thing that people like have to get because they don't want it, then maybe the whole wave sucks. Like I don't know. It's just,
I mean, that's fair.
Again.
Okay, I'm going to rapid fire through some of this wrestling stuff because if you guys have been following on Instagram at Mighty Champions, or if you're just on Instagram in general or social media in general and seeing some of the stuff that's coming out of WrestleMania weekend, it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. So they showed off the upcoming Ultimate Jey Uso in green. They showed the upcoming Ultimate Jacob Fatu. He's got his like wolf mask. I'm a Jacob Fatu guy, so I think that's really cool. And then they showed the newest Ultimate Stone Cold Steve Austin, which I have already pre-ordered, and what I'm seeing on display here is different than what it looked like when I pre-ordered it. And so I got questions about that. Different shirt, different vest than what I saw when I pre-ordered it. It was an Austin 316 shirt. Now it's a what shirt?
They changed it?
I think they might have. Yeah.
Maybe there was like a lot of complaints or something like that.
I don't know, man. I just want a definitive entrance gear Steve Austin that has the correct body. Like, because some of his are very skinny.
Okay.
And so this one's pretty brolic, which I'm happy about, but I definitely have no use for a what shirt. They showed the Ultimate Jake the Snake Roberts from the WrestleMania blindfold match, which I think is really cool and could maybe be an upgrade to the Jake Roberts that I have, which is the blue one from the snake that bit Macho Man Randy Savage. I would consider that. There's a customizer out there who isn't named in this post. Forgive me for not knowing this customizer's name, but you've probably seen on social media the Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, figure that he made of the famous photo of The Rock in the turtleneck. Yep. Easy, brother. In the turtleneck with the fanny pack. Well, Mattel is officially releasing that look, that figure of him in the turtleneck with the fanny pack, which I think is pretty amazing for those Rock fans out there. Real quick, as an aside, Jazzwares also showed off a Ring of Honor Christopher Daniels. Huge for Christopher Daniels to finally get his day in the sun and get that figure. All right, back to Mattel. There was a few months back, they talked about the NWO Bash at the Beach 3-pack with Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan, and I was talking about it whenever that was and saying that it comes with a bunch of trash, and I want it because of the trash.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I need more trash for my NWO display. The problem is that the Kevin Nash and the Scott Hall are ultimate versions of are elite versions of the ultimate figures that I already have. There's no difference except for less articulation. And then the Hulk Hogan is a different Hulk Hogan, but it's not. He's in red and yellow because it's the day that the NWO formed. I really only want the trash out of this 3-pack. So I'm not really sure how to, like, maybe somebody on eBay will go, I want the figures and not the trash, and sell that trash, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. See how I brought that around?
Something like that.
They showed off 2 other Ultimates, which I think have already been announced but not really shown, which is Hacksaw Jim Duggan and an Ultimate Warrior. These are really, really exciting to me because they look like the Hasbro Jim Duggan and Ultimate Warrior. It's like a ultimate modern version of the same gear, like that Ultimate Warrior right there in the front in the white with like the multicolored. Like it's that. And then they also have t-shirts that come with them that are the t-shirts that were in the WWF merchandise catalog back in the day. So for my nerd heart, dude, they're screaming my name with like, oh, it's the catalog and it's the Hasbros and it's the modern Ultimates. I don't think I can pass on them. Gotta have them. There's a upcoming Ultimate X-Pac coming out that comes with a DX jersey. Probably doesn't say "suck it" on it if I had to guess, or 69. So maybe that's not super exciting as I'm saying it right now. He has a tag team world title with him. That would be kind of weird for him to just have one tag team title. It's in prototype stage anyways. It's like gray and multicolored. But
Gotcha.
then there is a SummerSlam wave that is going to hit later this year, probably around November, that has The Undertaker in his snakeskin pants, which is hilarious to me. That's basically the same thing as The Rock's turtleneck. He wore that one time ever, and it was such a insane look that it gets memed to death now.
Wow.
And they're making a figure out of it. There's a red Jey Uso, a Booker T, like looks probably early days WWE, and a Randy Orton that looks like all Randy Orton's look. That is a Build-A-Figure wave that makes Michael Cole in a tan suit. So that is Michael Cole's second figure that has been released in the last calendar year, which I think is insane when you consider who hasn't gotten figures. There is a upcoming Walmart exclusive, oh my God, Saturday night's main event Elite line. I don't know if I can get through the rest of this news. I'm mad, dude. I'm big mad that this Saturday night's main event is huge for me. I love the like 80s neon vibe. I watched Saturday night's main event all the time back in the day. I like that they've brought it back and it's got an 80s neon vibe to it. I love that they're doing a toy line of the Saturday night's main event and that it's 80s neon. I can't stand that it's a Walmart exclusive. How do they keep entering into this business deal that couldn't be going any worse? Anyways, there's a Cody Rhodes in a tracksuit that looks really good that's going to be in that line. There's also there's some other ones that we'll get to here in a minute. This isn't exactly in order because essentially I'm going off people's photos from the fan event.
Yeah.
LJNs. There's a big rubber LJN Jake the Snake Roberts. Looks fantastic. There is a big rubber LJN Jelly Roll. Moving on. There's also a new Rowdy Piper that looks like the 80s version. And there is The Rock, which looks like it should be the logo for the company. Like, I've always kind of pondered, what if WWE had a logo the way that the MLB logo is and the NBA logo is, and who would that be? And I think it would be The Rock. In this pose, exactly. Like,
That's
imagine
cool.
that in that, like,
Yeah.
in that red and blue
That's
square.
a good idea.
Or whatever. Back to the main event line, there's a Hillbilly Jim in there. There's a CM Punk in there. There's another frickin' Jey Uso. And there's a Hulk Hogan wearing a Saturday Night's Main Event shirt. So that's the Saturday Night's Main Event Wave 1. For me, the Hillbilly Jim is a must. And the other ones are a pass. Because I either already have them or I'm just not interested. They showed off AJ Lee's newest Elite. I believe that is a From the Vault. There is a Shawn Michaels Intercontinental Champion ladder match from the Vault where he is literally taller than the ladder that comes with him. There's a From the Vault Diamond Dallas Page, which is just a straight up re-release of the one that came out last year. And there's a U.S. Champion John Cena, like camo and visor, Word Life era, that is also in that From the Vault wave. You guys might have seen my post that I made today. I'm taking John Cena out of my wrestling display, and he's going in a shoebox forever because he is knocking down my shelf constantly. And I don't even like the guy. I just like that one small era in his very long career is the only reason he was even in the shelf. And he's significant, obviously. Not worth it. He's going in a shoebox. I can't see you, Cena. Get out of here.
Only more of a reason to get another.
Yeah.
Right? To have him to replace his spot.
Just gives me a space for somebody else. Then they showed off. This one's interesting because there was no news of this. There's a Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 21. He's wearing a shirt from WrestleMania 21. He's got a Hall of Fame plaque in front of him, and he's got in a kind of a big box. I think that they're putting out one-off Hall of Fame figures. But this figure has a ton of like re-release and like the terrible face sculpt and stuff. So I'm like, is this a cool line or is this, the idea is cool, but if it's just going to be re-release City Jones, then I don't care. If it's it has the potential to be incredible.
Yeah.
They showed off a Elite Jelly Roll, so that's your second Jelly Roll figure. Moving on, there's a Coliseum Collection, which is, I think, exclusive to MattelCreations.com. That's a Demolition 2-pack recently put into the Hall of Fame. So they're getting their second figure since they've been back with WWE. And it looks like each of those has 3 different heads. So cool for Demolition to get Ultimates. Oh my god. Moving on, there is the Street Fighter wave is continuing with a Player 2, The Rock, as M. Bison. And Shawn Michaels as Vega. And also Mark Henry makes his return to WWE as Balrog. And I hope all these figures get thrown in a frickin' landfill. I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of new WWE Superstars figures, like a lot. Go check that out for yourself. We don't really talk about the Superstars a ton on here just because I don't collect them. People seem to have a hard time even finding them. They're popular, but it's just not really something that comes up a ton on here. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of them that got released, or not released, but shown off at this fan event at WrestleMania. So if you do collect them, seek that out. There is a Monday Night Raw 3-pack. I believe these are Target exclusives from like 2002-ish zone, which has Hulk Hogan as the champion in his like tie-dye gear. It's like the Hulk Still Rules era. There's a John Cena and a Batista from like their very first rise, so like representing this era. If you became a fan at that era, then you probably got to have that. Like that's a pretty big, like this 3-pack is basically the passing of the guard. There's a bunch of new Legends that are coming out. The Legends are Target exclusives. There's a Shawn Michaels Rockers figure, which I love, but I hope they get Marty Jannetty, man. Like having both Rockers with brand new figures would be fantastic. There's a Hart Foundation with Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Jimmy Hart in blue. So like the very, very, very debut like Hart Foundation. There's a new Great Muta where he's wearing black, but he's got a blue paint, so like that 1989 kind of zone. There is a Brian Pillman WCW like 4 Horsemen zone. He has a 4 Horsemen shirt, so even if you don't need Brian Pillman as a 4 Horseman, you probably want that 4 Horseman shirt for your 4 Horseman display. Like I would probably get that and put that shirt on my outdated Arn Anderson, who obviously is 4 Horsemen. There's Yokozuna with the beard, like babyface Yokozuna. And then the real, genuine return of Mark Henry in his Hall of Pain look, which that is must have for me. Luckily, it's a Target exclusive, so really easy to get. And I'll just wait for it to hit clearance.
Yeah.
And there's a brand new Earthquake in this Legends wave also. I don't know. This is Legends Series 32 is what these ones I'm talking about here. And I think Dory Funk Jr.? He's kind of in the background in this picture. Just blue trunks, blue boots, and a cowboy hat. And maybe dirt on his leg or something. I think that's Dory Funk Jr. That is headed to Ross. That guy, like, that's like 1960s, dude.
That's crazy.
That's going to Ross. In the Monday Night Wars line, which we all love if we ever found it, Bret Hart in jorts. So that's from the wheelchair episode where Shawn Michaels kicks him out of his wheelchair. That's like must-have stuff right there. Rockabilly Billy Gunn. He's headed to Ross alongside Dory Funk Jr. I'm just tell me when I'm telling lies. We've got the Ultimate Warrior from the worst Ultimate Warrior segment ever, where he just painted his face black and was wearing a baseball cap. Like just laziness, with Jerry the King Lawler. Infamous moment, for sure. You've got William Regal, like WCW William Regal, that looks to be a 2-in-1, because I think he's got a cloth goods singlet that comes off. That one I need to have. And then you've got Goldberg in street clothes. I can't imagine a lot of people are clamoring for Goldberg in street clothes. But there's a re-release of Goldberg's Ultimate figure, which I do think he's in need of, with better head sculpts and another t-shirt. So no need for Goldberg in street clothes, but I probably will upgrade my Goldberg Ultimate. doesn't look like it has the smoke, though. I don't think he blows the smoke. So probably keep that head sculpt. That pretty much wraps up wrestling. Like, and that isn't... There's a lot that I didn't go over. There's a lot of prototypes and stuff like that I'm just not going to talk about because they're not far enough along. But go check out Major WF Pod. Go check out My Damn Toys. Go check out Ringside Collectibles. Go check out the people who like have everything you're looking for. All right, McFarlane. They put out a bunch of stuff in the last like day. Who, Christian, is Gangbuster?
I mean, kind of a classic characters, but yeah, I mean, I probably would get him if I was still collecting McFarlane. But yeah, I mean, I'd say there's a good handful of them that are like, dang it, why?
Yeah. So there's Gangbuster. These go for pre-order on April 21st. There is Black Condor.
Yeah.
I don't know who Black Condor is.
Just some 90s.
He appears to be the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
God, that's terrible.
With wings.
Yeah.
There's a Shazam that I think is probably like a definitive Shazam.
It's a pretty good Shazam, yeah.
Power of Shazam. That I think that's probably the best Shazam that McFarlane's
probably have put out, yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good. There is Starman, Jack Knight. Enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's another version. I think he may have been like early 2000s or late 90s. You can tell by like the aesthetic.
The little chin beard.
Like the chin beard, and then like, because Starman has been like Starman's been around since like the JSA. You know, like there's versions of that character and like like a lot of different designs. But yeah, I think this one was like Dark Horse maybe, or maybe like not Dark Horse, sorry, Vertigo maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know enough about that character, but I've seen a lot of that artwork before. But yeah, just not interested in that.
I think they already announced this, but they actually showed it, and it's going up for pre-order in April with all these other ones. But Larafleeze,
yeah,
which I think looks awesome.
That's good. Yeah,
I think it looks really, really good. He's got like a translucent lantern, like I think is cool. And then lastly, but not leastly, at least from what I have, Jada showed off their Player 2 Blanca. WWE Player 2 Street Fighter, couldn't care less. Actual Jada Street Fighter 2 Ultra figures, which I think are some of the sickest figures being made right now, that Player 2 Blanca looks incredible. Like, you know, obviously it's just a repaint of the other one, but that's fine by me. Like, that's totally okay with me. Did you have any news that you needed to get in?
Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's plenty. All right, let's chat about FOMO figures.
Balls have evolved over time, but now comes the farthest flying football in history, the Vortex.
I'm John Elway. This is the Vortex. And I'm going to throw the Vortex farther than any football in history.
The farthest flying football in history. Koosh Vortex. Now the Vortex Howler screams with 3 howling whistles. It's Koosh.
All right, so this is kind of a loose conversation that was stemmed from that Punisher Marvel Rivals.
Right.
Right. So I think we're in agreement that that's just a crazy cool looking figure. Like if it wasn't branded Punisher, if it was just Frank Guy, like it was just Guy. It's just a cool looking figure.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Right.
His arms are huge. He's got giant, weapons. I was going to say guns, but I had just said arms. And like I was saying when I talked about it in the news, I don't need it at all, but I'm going to buy it. And so we're talking about the idea of FOMO purchases.
Yeah.
And we didn't really come up with like a structure necessarily for this. But we just kind of wanted to chat about the idea of when does that happen? Like, how do you define it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably have, like, looking around, I think you even said, like, you probably have a lot more FOMO purchases than I do. I think I initially had FOMO purchases, like, I think Jurassic Park, if I talked about offloading the modern Jurassic Park that I have, I think that's a FOMO purchase. Like that's a FOMO line collection. But yeah, I mean, it's the thing that you...
What is a FOMO purchase?
I'd say it's just you being somewhere and it's like I think it's being found in the wild. That's how I would describe it.
Is it your like emotions or your nostalgia getting the better of you?
I mean, yours is always like they talked about it and you saw it online and you want to pre-order it, but I think it would be like a in-person find from maybe a place that you typically wouldn't find something. And that's how I would describe myself. A place in which you would typically wouldn't find something that good. And because of finding something good enough, like I almost think that if you saw, I don't know, maybe somewhere at like a main toy store, you would have left it behind. But it's getting it. I don't know. Now that I'm like talking about it even more, it's like...
I think it could be multiple things.
It's multiple things.
So I think it's what you're talking about, right? You maybe drive a long distance to something that you've built up in your head to go to a toy store and you didn't find anything. And so you just refuse to walk out empty-handed.
I mean, that was the WrestleMania. It's like where I bought the Batman Begins and then like a Wolverine from the movie because it was like, dude, I'm not leaving empty-handed for something that should have more things. And so it was like, I'm going to get this because it's like part sort of what I collect, but also it just was pissing me off.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave it empty-handed.
I think it could also be at Target and you've just been in a really long dry spell.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you've been beating feet for 2 weeks, going into Targets and Walmarts and frickin' Ollie's and Ross's, and you just haven't come up with anything. And then you see Iron Man Mark 97, and you're like, you know what?
Cool enough to get it.
I like Iron Man.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you just want to walk out with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what happens to me.
Yes.
The most is that I spend so much time just like walking in and out of these stores with nothing in my hand.
Yeah.
That sometimes I'm just like, all right,
it's good enough.
I bought Survivor Series Bret Hart last week. I don't want that.
Yeah.
What I told myself, and it's not true. I'm realizing it as I'm saying this right now. I was going to use it to make a custom Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's wearing the short singlet that's pink, and it like I can make an Owen Hart out of that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take the time to customize it. I don't know how, and I don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Somebody else who's skilled at that, I've seen really, 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 really cool ones online, and so I just wanted to make a purchase, and it was $15, so I just bought it. It'll be on our next Whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, essentially, our Whatnot was filled with my FOMO purchases.
Yeah.
Which are some people's dream come true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll buy some. I think another category of what could be a FOMO purchase is I know other people want this, so maybe I'll resell it someday. And I'm not a huge reseller anymore, but sometimes I will buy something because I know just how rare it is that I found it.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe it could be the exact opposite thing, which is like, oh, this is just insane that I've seen this. I'm going to buy it and hold on to it, and then I'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah.
The Abomination, the new Abomination from The Incredible Hulk, that was a FOMO purchase. Not necessarily a fear of missing out, but like a total one-off that has nothing to do with any of my collections. And then once I got it, reviewed it on the show, looked at it, went, this is sick. Then I went, now what? What do I do with it?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of hidden behind some other stuff because I don't know why I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say like the biggest FOMO that I've got now, which initially was Modern Marvel Legends. I don't have that anymore, but that was like my first FOMO, I think, is like Modern Marvel Legends and McFarlane. And then once I realized that I really have no personal connection to any of those, it was like, time to offload them, you know? And it was like, I remember it was just being so easy because it was like, holy crap, like these don't have the same nostalgic feel that they once had. But I was like, but I loved being in the store, finding it and being like, oh my God, well, like, of course I found something. So like, I've got to walk away with it. But I would say my biggest one right now is probably like thrift store finds. Because my girlfriend does a lot of like thrifting. So I'm always going to go to the toy aisle. I'm always going to dig deep. And one thrift store in particular here in Austin generally has something of vintage something. It's just going to have it. Every time I'm there, there's always something vintage there. They're getting pretty savvy where they're like, this might be worth something, so we're going to put it behind in a glass case because it's a thrift store, and that's what we do.
Google Lens, dude, ruined everything.
It ruins everything. So last time I was there, I found a 2007 Hasbro, like 13-inch or 14-inch freaking Iron Man from the movie.
Oh, sick.
And I was like, whoa, this is not the usual, like, bathtub toy looking tall
shampoo
thing.
Bottle.
Yeah, like, it's like straight up. This is like from, like, I'm looking at the bottom of the foot and I'm like, oh, this is like 2007. This is like right when the movie came out. So that was like almost a FOMO purchase. The only reason I didn't do it was because he didn't have like a face mask. It was just like a weird Tony Stark look. I don't know. But it was just the idea of the fact that it was from 2007, from the first movie.
You almost bought it just because you found it.
Because I found it.
Yeah.
And then I found a dinosaur, Jurassic Park, and I had that. I brought that with me. I was like, oh, I'll just put that in the collection to like resell it. But it was from like Camp Crustacean or something like that. I don't know if that's like a kid series or whatever. So I could tell that the toy really wasn't that good. I'm like, I don't think there's a ton of resale value with this.
Yeah.
So I put it back. But I also found, I was looking in the sports side because sometimes they'll have like gloves and bats and stuff like that. I was looking at some like baseball gloves or something just to like go see if I could find anything in there. And then I just see like a Batman silhouette. And I'm like, whoa, that's weird. So then I like reach underneath and I pull out, and it's from the Batman, the WB Kids show from 2004, which was like, you know, part of like an ongoing Batman. It was like post Batman Beyond.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. And I was like, oh, well, like, this is an actual find. This is, like, from 2004. This is the Batman. I watched that show, and I bought that. Like, I actually walked away with it for $2.83. Like,
nice.
So I set it above my TV where we've got other FOMO purchases, like Looney Tune or
like FOMO section.
Like FOMO section.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. And I'm like totally fine with that because, one, it's pretty cheap if you find it at a thrift store. And it's like, man, like this doesn't really fit my main collection, but it's fun enough to be around the house.
Yeah.
That can go on like little shelf spaces, whatever, where it's like Looney Tunes, McDonald's toys or whatever. Yeah. And but this one's like 10 inches.
I have an update.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned, I don't know when, that I bought all of the Space Jam McDonald's toys in a lot for $8.
Yeah.
Well, they arrived and they look like McDonald's toys that are worth $8. Dude, they're like sun faded. All the paints, I like just didn't look at the photos.
FOMO.
And it was an absolute FOMO purchase that backfired completely. It was $8. I'm not mad about it, and it was 1,000% my fault. I just didn't look at the photos.
That's
that much.
hilarious.
I just figured, oh, these are only worth $8. That was a massive FOMO purchase.
You definitely have it worse than I do. Where it's like, man, I could see you like getting to the finish line, swiping the card, dropping a crazy amount of money on something, and then being in the parking lot and stopping and looking down and being like, why did I do this?
What happened?
It's like there should be a term for it. It's like almost like a post something clarity.
Post-purchase clarity?
You got that bad, bro. You got it bad, man. You got it bad. Me?
Post-eBay clarity?
What I am walking up, or as I like to call it back in the day with eating, back in the 300-pound days of my life, post-gut clarity. Because you would eat and be like, oh, I'll do it. Yeah, for sure. And then you see the bill and you're like, Jesus, $30 on McDonald's. But for me, it's like you have like done and you got it, you buy it, and you're out and you're driving in the car and it's like you're all quiet and being like, I shouldn't have done that. And then it's like me, it's like I'm walking around the same figure for probably about 45 minutes straight, whether or not I want to buy it or not.
Yeah.
Like that's my problem, is I have like a hard time pulling the trigger. I got like
there's someone in between us that's like perfection. You pass on stuff you should have got because you overthink it, and then I buy stuff that I have no use for because I just got to scratch the itch.
Yeah.
And then later on, I'm like, I don't need this Bret Hart at all. Like, oh, I didn't even look at these Looney Tunes. Like, it just said Looney Tunes, like, Space Jam figures, so I just bought them.
Yeah.
And they're crap, and I got to replace them. I don't have to, but I want to.
Our buddy at the gym and listener, Eddie Berto, he definitely is like, he's walking away with something, you know? I like that though, because it almost gives you, I think there's definitely an upper limit, right? You probably have that thing where it's like, you might need some like talking down off the ledge before you do it. I like it because I do see how you, like you said, you have a abomination. Like, to me, and I think everybody else listening, it's like a head scratcher as to why would that be a problem? Like, you have a Marvel shelf, make more, invite more characters, but because you're so like methodical on how you think about your toy shelves, for you it's like a grain of sand in the microchip, and I'm just like, hey, it's a cool looking toy. Like, let it be that.
Yeah, but I don't have a cool looking toy shelf. You know what I mean? I don't have a place for it. That's like in my mind, I'm like, I don't have a Hulk villain shelf. I don't have a Marvel villain shelf. It doesn't fit anywhere. So I'm like, it is sick. I'm just like, I bought it because it's sick. I bought it as a FOMO purchase, and I'm like, but now what? You know what I mean? And I don't intend to get rid of it. I'm waiting for the universe to present me a reason.
Yeah, I mean, but I love the idea of, in my personal opinion, I'm like, I think you should do like a Marvel shelf, a DC shelf, and so it becomes this thing where you can invite.
That's not specific enough for me.
It doesn't. I don't understand it.
It's not specific enough for me. That's why I have an X-Men shelf that is separated by X-Men and Brotherhood, and a Spider-Man shelf and an Avengers shelf. It's got to be specific. It's got to be dialed in. I'm doing all-star teams, dude. Marvel's not an all-star team. That's like saying just the NBA.
Well, I think about it when I walk into a room, and if I walk into a room and it's just overflowing with everything that gives you peace of mind and joy.
I could do that with DC because I'm not as big of a DC guy, so I could do just like, these are all the DC heroes.
Yeah.
These are all the DC villains. But as we talked about a while back when we did what will our Mattel DC collections look like, I'm going to break it down into Metropolis, Gotham, Oa. I'm going to break it down, like, because that's...
you're going to make it way more complicated for yourself than it has to be. You're going to be like, okay, I think I'm going to get this Batman, but, if he's wearing the wrong belt, well, I'll have to get him a new belt. And I'm just like, John, he's Batman, man. Like, come on, dude.
And definitely 2 years down the road, when we're way into the collection and I'm super itchy, I'm going to be walking away with like a Jim Gordon's wife figure being like, why did I buy this?
Yeah. And it's funny because I'll watch your train of thought about how you construct your purpose for your why.
Well, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
It's not because he's married to her, right? Like, so
you know what though? I do see that where you have something in your hand and it'll be like in the ice cream aisle and you're like, why the frick do I have this? And then you put a figure in the ice cream section and just leave it there. Maybe not that crazy, but I do see you talk yourself out before you even purchase it. So
yeah, sometimes better reasoning does occur.
And maybe it's because I'm there or something like that and you're not seeing
dude,
red.
if you were with me every time, it happens
probably when I'm
almost every day.
Yeah.
Like almost every day, like there's something that I'll try to justify and then talk myself out of and go, why am I doing this? I don't need that. I don't want it. But every once in a while I'll do the intrusive thoughts win and I walk out of there with a pink short skirt Bret Hart that I'm like, I got no use for this. You know what I mean? Because I've already got a definitive Bret Hart. I don't need this at all.
Yeah, and maybe there's like there's a time and a place for it. I think everybody can relate to it because there's just something that you can't say no to.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just like a better way to put it. It's like, there's an itch that needs to be scratched, but there's also just an undeniable force.
That Punisher, dude, is that undeniable force.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the Abomination. I don't have a shelf for it. I don't collect that It doesn't have anything to do with anything except for the Punisher, and I love the Punisher. But I'm gonna buy it, and then I'll let the universe figure it out after that.
Yeah, I mean, you still have Maximum Hulk sitting in the box.
Yeah.
Which is just mind-boggling, because I'm like, why get him if you...
Because it looks sick in the box.
Yeah, but I have to look. I'm looking up there with freaking binoculars. Like, is it still in there? Like, come on, man.
I'm waiting for the universe to tell me what to do with it. I'm waiting for a sign.
You ever been tested for autism?
I'm waiting
because you got something, man. You got something.
I'm waiting for a sign.
It's like, you know, I don't know, like some kid out there just wishes they had a toy they could play with, and you're just like, I'm gonna put it up there and wait for the universe to get dreadlocks already, dude. Jeez Louise, man.
Oh my God. All right, that's the show. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Dude, hit me with your FOMO purchases. If you pressed play on this show, you got a box, you got a shelf, you've got a collection of things that you don't know why you've got it.
Yeah.
I know you do. So hit me with your FOMO purchases, because that'll be a funny thing to talk about all week and repost.
And you know what? If there's any small soldiers that have the X1000, I'll give you his street address. So if you want to pull up riding on a lawnmower with a machine gun attached to it or whatever.
And if you want to argue or if you want to agree about small soldiers, also hit us up at Mighty Champion. Let us know what you think of the show. Or, hey, go into the review section where you listen to the podcast. Leave a review. Say, this idiot thinks Small Soldier sucks and he keeps his Maximum Hulk in a box. That's fine with me. Let us know what you think, and we will catch you guys a week from today. Peace.